Hi again, guys. I was thinking today about lots and lots of things, and I was depressed by by all of them. And one of them was uh, that man loneliness epidemic is growing, and you know, not really not really anyone doing anything about this, and I think it's kind of bad, because I am a man and I am lonely, so I need lots and lots of people to recognize how lonely men are, and not just men, the people are. Because, but today I'm talking about men mostly, because back then it was only 3% of the dudes that were very lonely, you know, and now it's quintupled. It's 5 times what it was. It's 15% of the male population who is lonely, who doesn't have a girlfriend, friends, anyone essentially to talk to. They just sit in their four walls and play with play computer games or watch YouTube videos. And I am in that 15%, as you could guess. And I don't really like being in that 15%, as you also could guess, because being lonely is not the best thing in the world. I used to cry all nights about being lonely and having no friends. When I was 13 and I realized I had zero friends that would care about me, I was ready. I almost did it. I was ready to just jump out the fucking window and, call it a day. I still wanna do it. Jump out the window, call my life a day, and just say, so be it. I'm gonna die. Who cares? But I'm not dying for now, at least. And, you know, probably because I have some people that care barely about me. Like my family, probably. My mom. I think my mom cares about me. And I would like to think that. I would also like to think that I will someday find the love of my life, which what I thought was my ex-girlfriend, but it wasn't. And I'm not here to speak on that topic because I've already spoken on it. But yeah, essentially. And the part of the reason why the men are lonely is that there are no places in the world, not really in the world, but there are quite less places, man, and people essentially can make friends with. Like when I finished college and school, how do how do they build social life? Through work? Not really happening because it's work relationships, and it's really rare to have friends in at work essentially. You know, people who I talk to in games in Valorant usually have friends from their childhood, and I used to have a friend from childhood, but uh, he didn't give a shit about me. Maybe he did, maybe he did not. Maybe he has warm feelings for me in his heart because we knew each other for long enough time. But I was the one always texting first, and one day I just stopped. And that's that's what happened with lots of my friends. I just stopped texting first, and we stopped communicating. That kind of hurts, honestly, to say, but it is what it is. And I'm doing this to kind of get over it. I don't know. gonna get through my life with it. Because I don't want to feel sorry about myself all the time. But I do, and it's kind of bad. It's getting worse and worse with every day. Sometimes I wake up and just go straight to thinking about how miserable I am, and even shed a tear at the morning. Happens a lot actually. And today I was crying about my problems to myself until I was on a call with my wonderful homegirl, which I knew for 10 days, but it really did bring me joy because I love spending time with people, and when the people are sad and they're closing on friends, they're not talking to them, um, I kind of think that it is bad. I know it can be hard for depressed people to start talking. I know it's hard, but you just have to. It really helps. Not even just talking about your problems, talking in general to people that are close to you, to people who you have intimate relationships with. And I'm not talking about sex, I'm talking about just really good friends that will support you, that will really support you. And it is important to have the friends because if you do not have such friends, it's kind of the situation for you is worse. It's way worse. Believe me. And the reason why it's worse is because you don't have anybody to talk to, as you may have understood if you're not a special person, let's say. And it is important to, if you know you are the only one friend of your friend, and he thinks that you are the best friend, it is important to stay his friend at least. And obviously, if you want to be his friend, because then if you stop being his friend, he'll be more depressed. He or she, obviously, he'll be more depressed, and they will just go down on that rabbit hole of being depressed, and may essentially kill themselves. And that is really bad. And I'm Captain Genius, but it is quite bad. Uh, yeah, important it is not to stay lonely, my friends. And if you are lonely, you gotta have to find friends, cause trust me, it will be better with friends than without friends, because you will have people to share your ideas with without being clowned, without being bullied. You can build relationships with them if you want to. You can do anything with them, and you know, but they won't always support you. For example, if you do some obviously bad thing, like killing a man, it depends on the situation, but they probably won't support you. If they also think that he deserved this, they will support you. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, what I'm essentially trying to say is that you need friends. Every person in the world needs friends, and it is very important to stay friendly to anyone. I'm sorry for that noises. I really am. I just turned them all off. You need friends.